What's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Holsapple, and this is a non-spoiler review of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time is an epic fantasy series that spans over the duration of 14 books. Now, this is a massive undertaking for somebody who is into fantasy and into fiction. So I would recommend, if you're someone who's thinking about getting into the series, do consider the audiobooks as a viable option. I read the first 4 books in print and then transitioned over to the audio to finish the series. This is a series that is portable. You can take it with you everywhere you go, in your mind, in your heart. Robert Jordan brings these characters to life in such a way that even after you finish the series, they're very real parts of you. They're something that you're never going to lose so long as you have a functioning brain and memory. Those characters are going to stay alive in your heart, and they are that important and special. That being said, one of my criticisms is there's a bit of a lull in the series. For me, there was a couple lulls. First lull was probably around book 4 and 5. Second lull was around 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. It's hard for me to remember exactly. Robert Jordan sometimes gets too caught up in writing things he's already written, re-explaining characters, or going down these circuitous byroads that just aren't necessary and really kind of take away from the captivating aspects of the story. But if you do push through those walls, it's just absolutely worth it. No doubt in my mind. The series is incredible. Yes, Robert Jordan has a tendency to repeat things that you don't need to hear again. He has a tendency to re-explain character development that's not quite necessary at times in my experience. That can get a little boring. That's why audiobook is good, because when those parts come up, you can kind of just be like, oh yeah, I've heard this all before, and you can kind of doze off for a minute. Whereas if you're reading through that, it can be a bit of a slog at times. After all, it is a 14 book series, so you can't expect there not to be any lulls. That would be pretty unrealistic. If you haven't picked this series up yet, I highly recommend it. If you're someone who has a very busy life and it feels intimidating, just buy the first audiobook, and listen to it at your own pace. The Eye of the World is a great start to a great series. And the good news about this series is that you can listen to it over as long as a period as you want, or read it over as long of a period as you want, because these characters are timeless. As soon as you get to know them, you are not going to miss anything if you take a break from the series for a while. This is the type of series that you can read the first book and you can wonder for the rest of your life what happens next. You can carry that imaginative experience everywhere you go. This is such a portable series because the characters are done so well. So I highly recommend picking up the Wheel of Time. All these characters were just a thrill to follow. I will just tell you right now, if you have an imagination, if you like fantasy, if you like going into a different universe and exploring magic and all the possibilities and conflicts and different lands and kingdoms and politics, all that stuff is in the Wheel of Time, and I just can't recommend it more. It's just a fantastic series, and it really took me to a new place. That's something special that Robert Jordan created, the ability to have you take these characters with you and almost have them as imaginary friends. Yeah, it might sound a little crazy, but that's how good the book is. It's that portable. It's got that ability to hybridize itself and become a real part of your life. And now that I'm done with the series, I still feel a strong sense of connection with the characters and with the land and the lore and the magic system. All that stuff I feel a strong connection with. I was actually really sad when the series was over because I didn't want it to end. I didn't want that connection that I had with those characters and the entire system of Wheel of Time to end. And it felt sad because it's over. But the truth of the matter is I'm still carrying that around. And because Brandon Sanderson did such a fantastic job with carrying forward the last 3 books, I went ahead and picked up the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, and I'm now listening to the audiobook The Way of Kings, and I'm really enjoying The Way of Kings as well. And I have to thank Daniel Green. None of this probably would have been the same for me without watching his YouTube channel, and I most likely wouldn't have gone ahead and picked up Brandon Sanderson's further work if I hadn't listened to Daniel Green's content. That being said, Brandon Sanderson does such a wonderful job wrapping up the last 3 books of The Wheel of Time, in my opinion, that it just made it a no-brainer to go ahead and read his other work. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this non-spoiler recommendation / review of The Wheel of Time, and let me know in the comments what you think of the series if you've read it, or if you think you're going to pick up the first book if you haven't, or if you're someone who's in the middle of the series, how's it going for you? Are you hitting a lull? Are you super into it? Just let me know what's going on. Hit that like and subscribe button if this is something you enjoy. And I'm just going to go ahead and post videos whenever I feel like it on this channel. And there might be about random or miscellaneous content depending on what I'm inspired about. All right, thank you.